So I've charged none of my batteries. I washed and conditioned my hair, put it up in a bun after my shower when it's like completely wet. So this is what you're getting today. I'm sitting here, you are on a stack of books. My batteries rather. The one in there only has two little line. Ooh, one little line. So it's gonna go out soon. This one's dead. This one's dead. I gotta recharge all my batteries. What have I been doing? Painting and sewing, cutting up stuff, going in there in my storage art studio. Got two big paintings. Well, one is for bags, tote bags, and the other one is large as this wall. And that one's just going to be large and it's not going to get cut up. I had planned to until I start putting the people on it, and I really love how strange it is. And I'm just going to be working on it while I do the other wall with a smaller canvas to make at least, I counted yesterday when I was in there painting, I can get one, two, three like medium-sized bags out of it. The nice carry tote medium or schmedium or whatever you want to call it. Probably going to be schmediums because I need to also make the straps or the handles out of that one thing. So 3 bags, 3 handles. I got this. They're all red, white, and blue houses with hearts, and it's called Home is Where the Heart Is. It's just houses and hearts. That's it. Kind of like a, not abstract because there's actual, the heart symbol and houses. Like I drew them when I was in grade school, and I'm still painting them that way. One of the pink bags that I painted from the abstract that I cut up, and I'm all done with all 14. I have 14 pink tote bags, and I'm so in love with them. I keep going, I'm not selling those for 25. I'm not selling those for 40. I'm not selling those for 50. Them suckers is $100 a piece. Y'all better come. No, really, I don't. I want to sell them, but I'm not trying to sell them cheap because I'm going to miss them. I want them all myself. And when I want them all myself and I put in all that work, it took me a week and a half to do 14, so I'm keeping track of how long. And the days that I work like split shift, like when I get up early in the morning and paint, and then later on the evening sew, and just a combination of all of that and getting things ready, whether I have to go get paint, get supplies, and just all of that. So this last night I was done. So today is Thursday, and even last night when I sewed just the 5 handles on the last 5 pink bags, I could have done that Tuesday night, but I didn't. I took a break. So it's not like I'm working 10 and 15, 20 hours, and because then I would have been done in probably 4 or 5 days, because the process of letting them dry and then of course painting them is going to take a full day and night to dry. So you know what I'm saying? So I took my time, and because I'm not trying to stress myself out, I'm still already, there's always worries because, now I'm working 100% for myself. And I did get my 401k money dispersed to me because a girl got to pay the bills. And so I'm not crazy, right? So anyway, and I got on, so I put it up here because my t-shirt is a little low and I'm not. So anyway, you've seen enough before. But yeah, my thing is, oh yeah, my hair is still completely wet under my little ball here. So anyway, let me take this out and let it dry. This book, this makes me want to read King, the big old juicy King, and they have it at the library, and I know of course it's in bookstores everywhere, and maybe I need to get that, so because literally I got my little tabs here, but I had my highlighter because I wanted to annotate so bad. I'm thinking, that's not my book. That is not your book, Denise Diane. That is not your book, Niecy. Don't do it. Put the highlighter down. Put these down. Do not do it. These are for my infinite jest. Because I was going to start reading that last night, and I opened it up and I immediately closed it. And I got this back up. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, it's completely Yeah, it's wet. It's so cold in there too. It's kind of crazy. I'm kind of warm, but what am I doing? I don't know. And I need to stop wasting time because my battery's going to go dead. But yeah, I need to I need to let my hair dry. Am I going anywhere? I wanted to go to the museums. And the reason why I turned the camera on is because I went to my room. I had to put down the highlighter because I can't annotate this book. But I think that the reason why I said it makes me want to read King is because, civil rights movement, and this is a white man with a white family, obviously, Denise with a white preacher father. So what I wanted to say, and his wife, they are trying more and more with the congregation to welcome black preachers to come speak, and now they're at the part where Dr. King has been assassinated, and he wants to have a memorial service at his church where he preaches, and he had to get the rule book down because the church members are opposing it. They had to have a meeting about it. They don't want no black people all up in their church mourning Dr. King. And some of them, he talks about how some of them celebrate the fact that King was assassinated more than they celebrating the fact that he's dead, or that he was murdered, because we lost a good civil rights figure, but he was so hated during these times, Dr. King, that is, that and then of course black people as well were hated so much that it talks about the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and so many white Southerners were Democrats. But the more they sided with, black people's freedoms, the Democratic white people went to the Republican Party. And Nixon, of course, rejoicing and all of that. So anyway, this is really, really good, and his account of everything through his father's eyes, because obviously he's spoken to his father, and he's reading his father's diary, his mother's diary. He's had conversations with his father, and then the memories of himself being a young kid, going through all of this, and his dad having the black preachers come, and they did decide on having a memorial service at the church, and blacks came, and of course white people, and some white people from this church. So he was very happy about that part. And so it's really, really good. Blood Done Sign My Name, which comes from an old Negro spiritual, right? So this is Timothy B. Tyson. And what I wanted to say the other day before the camera cut off, and it'll probably cut off soon, Timothy B. Tyson was born and raised in North Carolina, where he earned his PhD and from Duke University in 1994. He is Associate Professor of Afro-American Studies, okay, at the University of Wisconsin, and lives in Madison with Perry Morgan and their 2 children. His last book, Radio Free Dixie, Robert F. Williams and the Roots of Black Power, won the James Raleigh Prize and the Frederick Jackson Turner Prize from the Organization of American Historians. His first book, Democracy Betrayed, the Wilmington Race Riot of 1898, and its legacy, co-edited with David S. Selesky, won the Outstanding Book Award from the Gustavus Myers Center for the Study of Human Rights in North America. So when I looked at this picture when I was in the library, I'm like, is he black? But then I read the book, he's a white male. But how these times during, civil rights, the Civil Rights Act in 1964, and the race, or the black voting rights in 1965, which is the year I was born, and then he was a kid, so he's older than me, but obviously shaped his life, having this his father be a pastor during these times, and really believing in Bible principles, and the fact that God is not partial. This is God's house. The last time that's what I thought. I'm the pastor of this church, and he had to pull down his guidebook for this church when they wanted him to be pastor, that he can make a decision to bring whoever he wants to to also be a guest preacher at his church. And he said the last time, last time I checked, this was still God's house. So it ain't, because they were talking about this is our church and ain't no black people coming up in our church. So yeah, his dad did that, and obviously shaped his son's life. And now his son is teaching African American studies in college. Okay, more, more. Let's do this. So I am really enjoying this book, but there was a part in here that, like, as an artist, you want to paint like certain things and scenes, and of course he talks about the Ku Klux Klan in here, and this image came across my mind when I was reading this, of he's talking about the hooded, their garb that they wear, and I just immediately saw these cute little round face. You know how kids at age 2 and 3, they're all kind of fat, cheeky, cute faces. I just had this image in my head of all these pretty little fat, chubby, cute black children with white hoods on their heads. I'm thinking, I need to paint that. They were all just sitting in a row, just like ran across my vision as I'm reading this book, and that happens all the time. I'm always seeing paintings when I read, and sometimes that's why I read so slow, is because I'm like, oh, I need to paint that. And then I go, what was I? Yeah, so I went in my room so that I can get one of my journals. This is a journal that's got paint all over it and everything, but and it's got sprayed gold edges and the ribbon, and I've torn out a lot of stuff because I used to write. I'm always writing stuff in it, so I was like, this is not for that. This is strictly for my, art. They're all blank pages, and so I tore a lot of them out, and then of course there are some sketches that I kept in there, right? Just that was with a ballpoint pen, and this is with a Sharpie. So I was doing like, I was supposed to be doing one a day, and I end up doing a lot of selfie paints on cardboard. But all the rest of them, that's the only thing I kept in there. So I've got a bunch of blank pages, and I had to go sharpen my pencil. I got a Sharpie, and I'm getting ready to sketch the things that come into my head when I'm reading. That way I don't have to go, what was I going to paint? What was that thought that ran through my head while I was reading this book or that book and what have you? What was that? This is why artists keep these. This is why writers keep these. This is why I have so many of them, and I use them, and then I go and I prepare to paint, and I do something completely different. Sometimes I stay on task, sometimes I don't. I'd say 9 out of 10, I don't. That means 1% of my artwork is planned, because I like free. I like being free. Freedom. Okay. I'm still rolling, so basically you're sitting here again. Let me show y'all where y'all sitting. Art book. Yeah, so the part 2 and 1 and 2 of Vietnam, part 1 and 2 of the debate on the Constitution and the slave narratives, and Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe, my things for Infinite Jest, pins for my, poor Love Seat. It's just doing what Love Seats do, holding all my stuff. I still got my leaf out because I wanted to sketch my leaf. Yeah, okay. And then all this stuff that comes with thrift books. They're always trying to give you some junk. Whatever. My book club, Read for Dallas, a different book club. So now I've joined 3 in-person book clubs. My most recent library books, except for that one, still a library book, but it was from the previous visit. And that's that on that. I gotta go. So I gotta sketch these kids and these hoods. Exciting stuff. Exciting. But seriously, I would definitely recommend this book if you are into, it's a true story. It's a true story. can't wait to read something else by him. Oh, what page am I on? 113 pages. So not far along from what I was because I've reread and I gotta go because my batteries. And I got my big old black tea and cinnamon bun creamer